It's Monday, and that means mock draft at the Locked On Network. We're going to get into what the Chiefs can do to improve their roster starting right now today with a full Chiefs mock. Welcome to Locked On Chiefs.
From the land of the free and the home of the Chiefs, this is the Locked On Chiefs podcast.
Welcome back, Chiefs Kingdom. This is Locked On Chiefs, part of the Locked On Network, and your team every day for free on every platform, including YouTube. If you'd like, sub and hit the bell over there and subscribe on all the audio channels, we would appreciate it. And then you won't miss anything because there's a ton going on. It is a mock draft today. I'm Ryan Tracy, the founder of Rogue Analytics and Performance Consulting, where we make the athletic matrix that is about to drop this week. Be on the lookout for that. You'll have a discount code here on the show, as well as your host at RGR Football and the Locked On NFL Draft Show.
And I'm Chris Clark, the founder of Chiefs Corner. You can find me over on Substack on Chiefs Corner. And we are going to be talking about mock drafts and a couple of things that are going on around the NFL because it seems like everything is happening this past week.
Right, absolutely. We're brought to you by BetOnline. You want to check them out. They have you covered for everything you need, not just for football props, odds, and lines, but also everything you need for March Madness. Check them out at BetOnline, where the game starts. And we're going to get started here with mock draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, if you saw the Locked On NFL Draft Show, I mocked Dax Hill to the Chiefs this week. It is the Monday show on the LOND feed with Crocker and myself. And so we'll see if we can play out that scenario, see if something changes. I'm very interested to see how many scenarios we get through. I think I will kick us off here. And we are sitting at 30 as we expect. We'll see if anybody tries to trade down to us and let us come up. Doesn't look so far. We're getting through the 20s. There it is. Patriots at 21. Do you have interest in moving up 11 spots and giving up a third to do it?
Who's there?
And that's what we're going to find out next. I generally would decline just based on, principle alone. But let's counter and see what we have. That allows us to still fulfill the trade if we decide. But Garrett Wilson still there. Let's see. Drake London, the receiver. Burks, the receiver. Nakobe Dean, linebacker. Lloyd, linebacker. Olave, Dotson. Quite a number. The only thing that doesn't seem to be that the Chiefs would consider trading up for is an Ojabo or a Jermaine Johnson, one of the premier edges. Right now, the only thing left is Cam Thomas, who I think they can probably get at 30.
Yeah, no, I think I'd pass at this point, but I do find it interesting Devontae Wyatt went at 20, which is funny because we got him at 30 when we did our first mock draft a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely, and I just got him at 36 the other night on RGR. So, yeah, it's definitely a lot of scenarios going on. So we will skip on the trade and allow the Patriots to move on by and decline that. Sorry, we're not helping you out, but the Cardinals want to move back, and they're requesting a fourth for it. I think that's a better value, but let's see who's here.
A lot better value.
Let's see who went off the board. It was Nakobe Dean and Garrett Wilson to the Raiders. So now, again, not anybody that I think they have to go after unless you feel that with Nakobe Dean off the board that you want to go linebacker first. Devin Lloyd is still there. He's my linebacker 1 at this point, and there are weapons at the receiver spot.
I still think I pass because, to me, I still think that they're not going to go linebacker in the first with 2 second-round guys already on the roster.
Fair enough. Okay, so we're going to decline that and let it roll on through. Last one, Green Bay is offering their first and second for our first, second, fourth, and sixth. That's a lot of picks, but let's narrow it down here. Moving up 2 would allow us. Lloyd's still on the board there. Top linebacker, Chris Olave, Treylon Burks, Jahan Dotson, all still there. Looks like
Paxton Hill's still there. Brisker's still there. Yeah, London went in 26.
So we are out of luck on the edges, except for who I think might still be there. Should we decline this as well?
Yeah, although I will say this is a little bit more intriguing considering you're getting their, 52 or 59, I think it was what it was, the second round pick.
Mm-hmm. Now they made a counter offer, 28, and they would just want a 7th to move back in both. So we move back to now, or move up to.
There's no reason. There's no reason at this point.
Agreed. So we will let them.
But they're desperately wanting to move back.
Gutekunst. They definitely do. Folks, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the screen as they come in. I keep trying to decline this, and it just doesn't want to take because evidently Gutekunst wants out of that pick badly. And he ended up taking Malik Willis. Is that what I saw? Now we have a trade back offer with the Seahawks, back to 40, picking up a 5th and a 7th. That's kind of a long ways to go myself. And with the Colts, a 4th and a 7th. I'm not interested in either. Are you?
Nope.
Okay, so
and if you took
on the clock,
Willis, that doesn't make any sense.
right.
That's
Aaron
Rodgers,
stab
Jordan
in the
Love,
eye.
Yeah. Boy, that's really
good. Three-way monster at quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, so top thing that the Chiefs need, in my opinion, is edge, and there is only one available unless he just already went. He did. Boy, Mafia went off the board behind Cam Thomas. So there's literally no edge to be had that's anywhere near first-round grade on my board.
And so I think you're looking at best player available.
I think you are, except for the best players available are either quarterbacks or interior linemen that I don't think can play.
Right. So
I don't think anybody's breaking in the lineup. So it's Devin Lloyd, it's Chris Olave, Daxton Hill. Those are the 3 best at the positions of need that the Chiefs have.
And I don't know. It's really hard because I could go Daxton Hill or the linebacker, but I know people are going to hate the linebacker considering they already got 2 second-round picks. I still think that they need help at wide receiver desperately, so I'm going to go Olave.
You like Olave in this offense. Okay. I can live with that. I'm surprised you didn't say Christian Watson. I thought you were going to go there, but I can live with Olave. Let's do it.
Well, I think Christian Watson could be very intriguing in this offense, but he's just not the value there.
I agree with you. And, if you're going to get value, Built Bar is a great way to do it.
Built Bar is a great way to do it, and thank you for mentioning that. This is the time of year that I've pretty much given up on all the New Year's resolutions. That is absolutely true. But I am sticking to my resolution to eat right because I am eating Built Bars as basically my lunch at this point. It is very good, multiple different flavors that I have that I'm able to eat as my lunch and really enjoying those. All Built Bars are covered in 100% real chocolate. Low calorie, high protein. Replace your candy bar with these. They are better. A typical candy bar can be anywhere from 200 to 300 calories. Go to build.com and scroll down to the macros chart. You'll be blown away. High protein, low calorie, high fiber, and low carb. Mint brownie, coconut almond, and new for this month, white chocolate cookies and cream. They are all delicious, and new flavors are coming out all the time. At Built Bar, they are all about the taste. Go to built.com and use promo code LOCK15 and you'll get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCK15 for 15% off at built.com.
We are on the clock at 62 for the Chiefs' second pick. And I will tell you this, the dude will not abide a running back selection. So we're just taking that out of the mix. But George Pickens is here, another wide receiver. If it wasn't for Olave, I would tell you that this is a very intriguing spot and I think decent value at 62. But we cannot afford ourselves to do that. There's the coverage linebacker Muma. There is the all-around linebacker Clark, who is pretty decent in coverage as well. There is the edge Pascal, and I am not as high on him as some, but I know that some feel that he could fit in the power edge category decently. Let's see. We also have Drake Jackson is the next edge available. Kingsley Enagbare, I don't think is fit here. Yes, there's some length there. He's got decent get off, but it's not great. And I don't think he's a power edge. And I don't think he can hold his own as one man out there on setting that edge, especially in the run game and knowing that people are going to run at the Chiefs.
Why is it that we always end up with Muma at this point?
Because he's value, bro.
It's driving me nuts. Like it just seems like every single time, which also probably means that he will not be available when that time comes. So there's that as well.
Right. After this many mocks.
It's just the way that's expected to go. I think I'd still go Muma at this point because they still need to fix that linebacker position. And there is no edge. There's no corner. There's no safety. Go with a guy that can fit that linebacker position and gives them somebody that they can plug in and do, go 3 down linemen or 3 down linebackers for most of their sets.
I can live with that. And unfortunately, the way that this has fallen, I do agree. Like, there's not much else you can do to help. So let's get Chad Muma in there. Play some Sam in the base. Play some, maybe even switch off Sam with Willie and play that nickel linebacker role where he can turn and cover pretty well. Former safety, a guy that ran not as well as I thought, but his change of direction was good. He's the number 3 linebacker in the athletic matrix. I'll just give you guys a hint with that. The matrix comes out this week. We'll have more for you then. Back on the clock at 94, the third of the Chiefs' top 100 picks. And not a whole lot has changed. There's a whole lot of depth tight end right here, which I think this is the sweet area for that. Marcus Jones is not, I think, a third-round pick on my board at this point. You could swap in Kobe Bryant, who on this machine is lower down. I think he would be a third-round pick. We could go do that and just call it what we need to call it. Safety help. Damari Mathis is here. I think you can probably have him at least in 10 picks, but maybe a whole other round. Anything float your boat here?
I'm just looking at edge players.
Majay, I think, is still here. They've dropped him down quite a bit. I think this is a good spot for him. From what I understand, the weight loss was a viral issue, and he should be back up to 335, 340 again.
You mean 235, 240?
Oh, sorry. Did I say that? Yes.
You said 3. Yeah. Don't think you want him playing at that level.
No, there's a 2 in front of that in my head. Sorry.
Yeah. So I think it's I will say I'm guessing that there are going to be Chiefs fans out there that are a little worried about getting somebody with a viral issue, considering what they've been dealing with Clark. But man, I just feel like they need to go edge. So yeah, I go Sanders.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, folks, Myjai Sanders is a better player than Tyreek Smith right now. That's really not much of a contest. So I think this is still good value, even despite it looking a little cattywampus here. Let's see. The Bengals are willing to come up or let us go up, but they want a 7th for it. I see no reason for that. Do you?
Nope.
Given that we just had a hard time making a pick a minute ago, we have picking 8 picks. Here we are at 102. We've seen Cambert Taylor go off the board. We've seen a couple of backup offensive tackles. We're in pretty good shape. We did do the edge, so we have accomplished that. So we need to be looking at safety and corner, correct? We are all in the back of the defense at this point.
Yeah, I would think so. And all this is going to depend on what happens in the coming days, which free agency starts by the time you could be listening to this. So be sure to be paying attention because we will have you covered on that as well. And there was a little bit of news when it came to the NFL with Tom Brady coming back for another season. Just want to throw that out there.
Who's surprised? Because it ain't me.
I'd be pissed if I was the Bucks, honestly.
Yeah? After putting them through the ringer?
Yep, pretty much.
So the Chiefs are now on the board now at 102, and then we will have 133, and we're going to get into late round picks after that. So the best guy on the board is Kobe Bryant. According to this, he'll be down below our next pick, so I don't know if we want to do that, if we just want to take a chance. I would take him now and be done with it because he's third-round player all day long.
Take him. I know we've taken him multiple times as well.
Yep. Done deal. I don't see any reason for him to be slotted into the third round. I don't think we want to move up with Atlanta, so we're going to decline that. We're going to be rolling here towards that. I apologize then. Well, then what about trading with our friend Chris Ballard? Go up to 120, give up a 6th.
From what are we at right now? 133?
Yes.
And
it's a future 6th. It's a future 6th.
Oh. Then yeah, I would probably do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you what, Chris, I'll give you 2 7ths for a 5th as well. How you like them apples? What do you think of that, Chris? Swap 4ths, 2 7ths for a 5th.
I'm good with that.
Done deal. Colts are evaluating our offer, and they're going to take it because I told them to. And now we're on the clock at 120. I'm guessing you had a desire in mind. What is it, my friend?
I really don't have a desire in mind. I want to get back up closer to the top 100 picks. And I think at 120, you're still sitting there. And there's probably going to be some players that are still left that are top 100 players on your board.
Agreed. Now, this is
and
where I think doubling
honestly
up comes in.
Alec Pierce. That name jumps out to me.
Okay, so I was going to say Alec is value here at 120. So I think it's Khalil Shakir. I think also you have the chance here to double up at Tyreek Smith or D'Angelo Malone, who are two developmental edges as well, and just.
But they already have a developmental edge in Kendo.
Fair enough. I like that then. Not a whole lot of safety help here, except for Nick Cross. I think there's other value down below. So, Alec Pierce, welcome to Kansas City. And that tells us that there are, chances you sometimes have to take. And betting is another place that you can do that. The tournament is on, or at least it's set by the time you hear this. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, we are number one.
Nobody cares.
Get that out there. For all the latest odds contests, well, every Jayhawk Nation does, and everyone should, Chris. Player props and everything else that you need for this tournament, as well as everything related to football. If you want all that news, info, and scores, podcasts, news, everything, BetOnline is the place you got to go just for the tournament, for basketball, and then, of course, for all the football props. It's better than betting in Vegas, in my opinion. Head over to the website, check them out. It's BetOnline, where the game starts. And here...
I mean to laugh because this is the pick we just traded away.
Exactly, and we're right back here. They want to go back, or they want us to come up. They want to go back again. We'll counter it just to see who's on the board, but I don't see any reason to do it off the top of my head.
I actually do.
You do?
I still want to stay getting the top talent at this point. Maybe you're not going to get your safety in the draft, but is there another double player that you can go get at, can you get a double up on edge? Can you get a double up on, or is there any other position that could give you value? It looks like edge has been.
Let's see. You have Barno. Yeah, you have Barno and Dominic Robinson, 2, 3, 4 outside linebackers. On the small side, like Barno's very small, but he is the fastest edge in like 8 classes.
Okay, what about
if that
corners?
Floats your boat, that's corners are looking at Mizzou fans will like a Caleb Evans there. There is Isaac Taylor Stewart from USC, ran real well, super long. I think he's 6'3" if I remember correctly. Let's see who else is down here. That
fits your Kansas City mold, though, right?
Zion McCollum or bust is my new attitude. The best combine for a cornerback in 6 classes.
Yeah, but they have him rated at 270, so you're going to take him at 133.
That's because they haven't seen any film on him. I have.
Okay, well, if you believe in him, I'm fine with that. I think that you have to look at what is going to make Kansas City a better team. And yes, they need all the picks they can get, but at the same time, Veach has not taken more than 6 players in the past couple of drafts. I don't think he's going to be taking that many players this time around. And I think if you can get higher rated players, you go with that and you get rid of your 7ths, which is basically what they're doing in this case.
I get that. So I think we can get a cornerback with one of these picks here. We can get rid of 230 if you want to move up. I'm perfectly comfortable with that. But what else are you targeting? Do you want to back up tight end with upside? Do you want a running back that you feel can supplant, Darrell or Gore? What exactly are you looking for?
Are there any tackles? No.
There's always tackles. Zach Tom tested real well. He'd be a developmental guy that you could maybe groom along. He's rated here at 193. I think you can have him in another pick or two and be okay. Logan Bruss is a guy that I think survived very well against Aiden Hutchinson in the Big Ten. Doesn't mean he can make the transition, but up against the best of the best this season, I think he held his own. He's a value pick. Yeah,
I still like a couple of options. I still like going corner.
You still like going corner. Okay. Let's not trade up then, because we can get the guy that we want here pretty easily in a bit. I think wide receivers off the table, right? Do we have enough yet? Are you happy yet?
No, I don't think they have enough. We don't know what they're going to do in free agency. If they sign somebody in free agency and they bring Pringle back, then maybe they have enough.
Okay, then I think we keep all of our picks and we let this roll. We will turn down the Colts. We will turn down the Packers so that we can still take our picks. And we will get on the clock here relatively shortly. I hope. Yes.
Well, I was going to say it's going to be a bit.
There we go. and on the clock, we have your first priority was another wide receiver option. I will tell you this. There should be, yes, Romeo Dubs is there. Dubs,
I don't think they need another wide receiver at this point. Value is probably going to be
what you were looking for.
Well, I'm just saying I think that they could go wide receiver depending on what they do in free agency, but I still think they have somebody in free agency they're going to bring in because that's what Mahomes wants.
The dev corner that I'm interested in is either Isaac Taylor Stewart or Isaiah McCollum. I would take McCollum over him. That's a start. Safety, Bryant Cook is easily the pick that I would take there. Above Weatherford. Okay, done. So Bryant Cook, we have 4 Cincinnati players in a row at this point. We're out.
Well, we hope Cincinnati was a good. We hope that Cincinnati was a good team this past year, and they were for the most part. So,
yes, they were.
I would have felt better if it was all Georgia, but that's another ball game, and that just doesn't sound good for you. So,
I know you wouldn't let me live it down, would you? Okay,
no,
so now is where I would look for the corners. I am McCollum. Just trying to see we don't overlook someone else that stands out. Micah McFadden is a coverage linebacker as well, or an all-around that can cover pretty well. Marquise Bell is a safety heavy hitter, but we just took one of those. Let's see. Myron Tagovailoa from Notre Dame is interesting. So is his teammate Kevin Austin, the wide receiver. But again, we have like 17 wide receivers at this point. Luke Fortner is an interior offensive lineman. Verdarian Lowe is a tackle that the Chiefs talked to at the combine. Developmental tackle. There's that. But I think we need to help the secondary here. Oh, Bailey Zappi's on the board. So is Jarrett Stearns. He's our third wide receiver of this class, but I think we should probably look at the corners.
Agreed. I would go
okay
corner.
With that?
Yep. I would go corner.
Okay. Isaiah McCollum, Sam Houston State, best athlete in the defensive side of the ball this season. Welcome to Kansas City. And we are on to our last pick.
So at this point, 2 corners. 2 corners, a safety, 2 wide receivers, and an edge. And I still think do they have any picks left? Or are they done?
We have 1 remaining.
Yep. And that's
for some reason the clock stopped on that one.
Okay. Well, to me, that's going to be a developmental QB. Just going to throw that out there right now.
Then I know what we're doing then. Oh, they didn't even let us take it. So they auto-picked for us because of some unknown reason. Jashawn Corbin, the Florida State running back, who does have some significant upside. Welcome to Kansas City.
Pause it. Can you pause it?
So,
guess not.
I cannot. It is over.
Okay.
So what we did here is Chris Olave at 30, the wide receiver, the linebacker Chad Muma from Wyoming at 62, Myjai Sanders at 94, the edge from Cincinnati. This is going to sound like a broken record. 102, Kobe Bryant, the corner from Cincinnati. 120, Alec Pierce, the wide receiver from Cincinnati. 158, Bryant Cook, the safety from Cincinnati.
You know who's going to be really happy?
Sam Houston.
You know who's going to be really happy? Yep, Kelsey's going to be ecstatic.
Oh, this is the all-Cincy draft. Then Sam Houston State, Zion McCollum corner at 189, and Jashawn Corbin, the Florida State running back at 230, which I think is the perfectly fine spot for a running back. So that is our mock for today, folks.
I just want to throw this out there. I would have taken a developmental QB if they gave us a chance. So,
yeah,
and I think Kansas City's going to look.
Kansas City if it were up to me.
So,
yeah, I think they should. So, an interesting draft. We'd like to know your thoughts. Hit us down at the YouTube comments or in the iTunes reviews. What do you like about this draft? Is it too much Cincinnati? I mean, are you one of the Kelsey family members? Please let us know. I would like to hear, but a little bit heavier on the offense than I think will actually happen, but certainly within the realm of possibility. Chris, what's your favorite pick of this one?
To me, I think that it's getting that linebacker figured out. And I know this is going to sound really weird, but getting another person to go in at that linebacker position and really solidify that linebacker group and have 3 linebackers that can play at all times, I think is going to be very helpful for the defense. So I really like that pick. I do like the Olave pick, and I probably would have liked Christian Watson just as much. But a lot of people don't like Watson, and I get it. I mean, I do think it's possible he could be a first-round pick. Whether or not that happens is a whole nother ballgame.
It actually is. My favorite position group here is the corners with Kobe Bryant, a guy that should be an instant starter, and I think will hold his own out there. I actually think he is a day 2 pick, so that fits. And then Zion McCollum has a total upside. Like, he's Bo Peep Keys, but like faster, bigger, stronger, the whole 9 yards. So I like that concept. That solidifies the Chiefs corner room for me with Fenton. Baker is coming back. And obviously Legarius. And that's even if they get Ward, then you're cooking with gas. I think that's a nice way to get this done.
And with this draft, we basically redone the corner room and the wide receivers. So I mean, you basically fixed 2 of the 3 positions I think they need to fix. And you could argue there's 4 positions they need to fix.
With the linebacker? Yeah, that's fair.
No, I'm saying that
the only
still need to fix edge and safety.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the problem, is the way that this scenario turned out, folks. There was not a value pick at edge in either the first or second rounds, and that's going to be a problem that will facilitate trades. So we will see what happens. We're going to do another one of these next Monday, just like we always do, and come up with another scenario just like the Chiefs front office is. So we hope that you will join us. We are here 5 days a week. Do not forget that. We have Matt Derrick on Wednesday. We have stuff coming up for you and all kinds of draft prep through Rogue Analytics and the Athletic Matrix. It is coming at you live. Thank you for listening to us today, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.